After the debacle of the BBC and that rather tawdry documentary style thing all about the press and the princes, what do they now plan to do to try and win back the favours of our British monarchy? And more importantly, have the monarchy now decided to remove themselves from the grips of the one-time revered British Broadcasting Corporation? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. As ever, thank you for joining me today. It's an interesting story, this particular one, because as we now see with anything telly related, it's losing its grip on, of course, the worldwide appeal. Look, we all still watch television, I'm sure we know. We're watching television in a form right now, this moment, you watching me and me looking at you. Yes, I can see you sipping your tea, eating your biscuits. Oh yes, it's the magic of telly. Seriously though, we are all watching, of course, television in some form. What's interesting, I find though, is that less and less people really decide to trust the mainstream media. And as someone who works in the media on a major level, let me tell you, you are right to in many respects, because we get told a narrative, and of course that's the line that we're supposed to toe. That was the point of starting this channel. But as we now know with the BBC, what's interesting, I find, is that they go against everything and then expect favours. Now next year we have, of course, the wonderful platinum celebrations to look forward to of our gracious Majesty the Queen. Lots of exciting things coming up, as you can imagine. But now Prince William and Prince Charles in particular, along with Catherine, feel there could be a better way of getting their message out to, of course, the subjects, people around the world, and shall we say devoted fans of the British royal family. And why not? Now, as we know, all major channels will be invited at some point to film certain points of the celebrations. But the bigger things that really make these sort of events unique are the sit-down interviews, the chats. Now, as we've seen, Prince William and of course Catherine have made a huge success of their own digital YouTube channel. And I mean really big, huge success. I'm sure I'll be joining them soon. Oh please, William. I wish they'd subscribe to mine. You never know, they could be watching this right now thinking, no thanks. But anyway, on a more serious note, this is what could happen. A very good source at the palace tells me this, that basically William and Catherine feel that this is the most succinct way of getting out their messages, so that basically they bring their own crew in, send out their own messages, which have proven very successful in the past. Now, not only that, but William and Catherine are great influences, as you can imagine, on His Royal Highness Prince Charles and of course Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Now, this is because whatever message they put out on their channel, it's at their time, their editing, and they have far more control. It does make perfect sense. Now this, of course, when this is fed back to the BBC, will rock them. But it's surprising, isn't it, with somewhere like the British Broadcasting Corporation, because when you think about the debacle with Martin Bashir, the ongoing battle with Prince Harry about the naming of Lilibet and all that sort of stuff, right or wrong, they have a very much tarnished image right now. And of course, if you can think about this, the royals themselves must be looking at ways to connect in the 21st century with people that actually want to hear from them in the time slots that they want to tune in. Not, of course, when the BBC decide, well, what they want to cover, as we saw in that documentary. Now remember, you heard this here first, and also let's point out that the royal households are all gearing up to take on more social media people. More crew, more editors, more cameramen. It makes perfect sense in this modern age for them to ditch the BBC. But what will the BBC try and do in order to recoup back some of that, shall we say, one-time favour? Neil Sean in the heart of London.